Hello, my name's Lindy Cowling and welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk and my email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. The way to get in touch with me would be via my website or via email, so not by telephone. If you do decide to get in contact with me, because I'm relocating after this weekend to the coast, I will not be able to get back to your emails for a good couple of weeks. So if you do email me, forgive me, but because I won't have internet when I first arrive, and also the logistics of getting settled in, I've got to rebalance my energy and things as well. So I won't be able to get back to you probably until very early December, so it'll be a good few weeks. So it's not that I'm being, rude or ignoring it. It's just because that I'm actually relocating. So this fairly short video that I'm doing today will probably be one of, I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 very short ones, fairly short ones today. I always say very short, they're never very short. Fairly short ones today, because probably they will be the last ones I'm able to get out till either very much later this year, around about Christmas time, or even potentially the beginning of the new year. It depends really how quickly I rebalance, recalibrate, and what I'm inspired to talk about and what's happening. So I'm just doing them now because as you probably gathered, I never have a shortage of things to talk about. In fact, we had a big storm here in the UK last night. If I seem a bit weary, we had a big storm here which woke me up at 4:30 this morning. And of course, I'm laying there awake, all this inspiration is coming through. I was almost tempted to get up at 4:30 this morning and record, but it probably wouldn't have been particularly safe with a storm raging overhead for hours anyway. But anyway, so I've always got plenty to talk about. I've just got so much stuff that I'm fired up about and experiencing and working with people with and inspired by. And I very much enjoy this part of my work, sharing, and people seem to very much enjoy it as well. So I haven't run out of things to say. I've just kind of run out of time to say them at the moment. So I'll make the most of it today, and then hopefully get back on camera. In some ways, I was going to say in a different format, but what actually I wanted to say was in a different form, which is interesting. Later in the year, or perhaps the beginning of January. I hope it won't be as long as that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm waffling. The title of this fairly short video is Layer Cake. Layer cake. I love the cake. Layer cake. So what am I talking about? Layer cake. So when we're talking about us as multi-dimensional divine beings, we have a multitude of layers to our human experience, and our human experience incorporates us as essence of spirit, experiencing through, in some ways, a slight density of soul, experiencing through a still further density of human form, human experience. At least that's the way it has been. But things are significantly changing. And I have first-hand witnessed this yet again just this week, working with people where they have transitioned into the exact same blueprint that I've been talking about, the 12D blueprint, into a form and expression of themselves that is purely creation, which means that they have none of the old baggage, none of the old templating evident in their energy field. So I'm going to repeat that. There are people now transitioning into the 12D blueprint, which starts at a minimum 5-dimensional heart awareness level. These people sometimes are in communication with other spiritual connections in a romantic form or not in a romantic form, sometimes in communication with other soul connections in a romantic form or not a romantic form. Sometimes they are completely solo. And I'm going to repeat that bit again because this is slightly different. Sometimes they are completely solo. And what is happening is they are literally, I'm going to use this word again, being born, birthed, born. And it is like being born because they may be 50 years old, 40 years old, 30, 20, 60. And regardless of what went before or what their previous templating was, they are squeaky clean and brand new. There is no evidence of it in their energy field, regardless of what has happened before and regardless of current life circumstances. I repeat, regardless of current life circumstances, which is terribly, terribly exciting. And I certainly, I come alive, you know, I'm buzzing when I'm working with this energy with people because it's totally harmonious, totally wonderful, totally creation, totally divine love, clean, squeaky clean, purity, total purity. It's the divine human minus all the junk, minus all the programming, minus all the ego, minus all of that stuff around them, minus all the old templating, minus all everybody's judgments, minus all the old stuff. It is actually divine human in form in this new divine blueprint, the new divine blueprint that I've mentioned a couple of months ago. So it's an exciting and amazing thing. So there has been previously, up to this moment, these different layers of all the stuff I've just mentioned as part of our human experience that we're experiencing through the personality, we have been experiencing through the 3D experience and the holographic experience. And suddenly, as a result of this transition, it's like the slate is wiped clean when people access that level. And there is no hard and fast rule here because people are accessing this level at different age ranges from different life experiences. But the baseline criteria, the entry point, as I've said before, is 5-dimensional level baseline. So they enter it at that point. For some of them to enter it at that point, they had a divine connection, a spiritual connection with someone else, or something mirrored back to them for someone else to trigger it, or a series of experiences. And for others it wasn't that way at all, but they've still entered at that entry point. So which is very exciting. So when I'm talking about layer cake, they have been the different layers of the human experience and the different layers in the energy field that we've had to, some of us, and that's important for me to say, that we've had to let go of, transition through, recognize. It hasn't been that way for everyone because it depends on your life journey, your life experience, your circumstances, sometimes it even depends on your age range. I'm working with some people from all different age ranges actually, that weren't wired that way. They were already wired up to a much higher level. So they didn't come in and then wade their way through, crawl through the trenches, crawl their way through the mud that way and gradually transition. They already came in with the 12D blueprint sitting there and activated, and so in some ways for them it's been slightly easier, I would say, because they've come in without doing it that way. But there's, you know, it's amazing to see it anyway, and amazing to witness it. So why I've called this layer cake is because there are all different ingredients that go into the human experience, and all different ingredients that go into the cake. Spirituality and the light worker community and the general perception for quite some time, there's almost been like a two-way split, and there's been one camp that is totally all about love, all about the love side of it, and then there seems to have been another camp that focuses continuously on the light side of it. And although some may say that saying, which I've heard many times in 15 years during that being within that community, love and light, very few have been able to embody both, or sometimes even either, because it's almost like there's a level of existence that you get to within where that just becomes your embodiment. And what I have seen is sometimes a concentration being just on the light, and I've brought out videos about a year ago now, maybe not quite as long as a year ago, stating quite categorically that there is a light program. I didn't know there was a light program till I wasn't in the light program. So many, in fact thousands, tap into the light, what they believe is the light, but in fact it's the light program. And I've stated this many times on camera, and I'm going to state it again. The way to one's divinity is via love. If we take the title of this video, Layer Cake, you can put many other ingredients into it, life experience, you can put light into it, but if it's minus the love, then you're automatically on a disconnect. You're on a disconnect from your own divinity, your own ascension, your own direct channel to source, your access to creation, and you fall back into a frequency of separation and into a frequency that's more linear based, a more third dimensional concept. And I've said this many times before, but I'm saying it again because I've seen that very, very up close and personal, but also within that community and across, you know, across the board anyway. When with the cake that I'm talking about here in the title, the cake without love will not rise. It doesn't matter what ingredients you put into it. You can put as much light into it as you like, bearing in mind that much of that light is a light program. You can put your life experiences into it, but if you were actually making a cake, mixing it up in a bowl, preparing it, if the missing ingredients is the actual divine love, love within, the actual purity of that, then that cake will not rise, or it will rise a little bit and then slump in the middle, like when you open the oven door too soon and the cake kind of flops. So that's another reason why I've called it layer cake, because cake minus love means you don't rise to your highest possible human expression. When I say highest possible human expression, that means you not just holding that vibration and holding that frequency, you are it. This is the difference. This is not just tapping in, going to a meditation once a week, tapping into it, feeling wonderful. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm trying to express what the difference is. Then coming away, then slumping down again, like the cake slumps in the middle again. You are it 24/7. You don't have to strain or strive or force it. It just is you. It's who you are. You're existing as a higher rate of frequency, a different radio station, if you like. You've gone up a level to go within a level, and going within a level to go up a level, quite naturally actually. And when we use the expression of the cake again, you see all the other layers. Once you hit that 5D base level, I used to in my awareness about a year ago feel that was, you know, the pinnacle. I now know that actually that's the baseline. That's the minimal baseline. And we're talking now about 60, 70, 80, 90, 10D, 11D, 12D, and actually, you know, beyond 12D. But for the purposes, for the time being, let's use that criteria. And so all the layers, the old stuff that we were downloaded with, uploaded with, programmed with, they are layers that once you hit that, they have just fallen away. I wouldn't even say that, because I've experienced it and felt it through people. It's not that it's not there very much, it's gone. It's completely gone. That's why I say the newborns. It's really on a personal note funny to me, because it seems to be a huge part of what I'm doing here is anchoring and helping people be born into that new template. It's ironical. It's like being continuously pregnant. I literally have turned into the Pillsbury Doughboy in the last year. And when I'm dealing with people like that, it's quite funny. I mean, I make them laugh because I'm always referencing the Pillsbury Doughboy. And I say, it's like, these are the babies of the twin flame union. This is what the twin flame union laid the template down for. And now we're seeing it in action. People be born, and they're like being born. And so at the moment I'm trying to just get that message through to my body that, Lindy, you don't have to be the universal surrogate or a universal surrogate. You can let go of that one now, because the little babies, they've all hatched out now. I mean, I've referred to you guys as like these newborns and the babies many times on camera, and quite early on, I think, in the year as well. And so my interest in my physical body seems to have taken on the persona that I'm actually giving birth, which is quite annoying really on a physical level. So I'm trying to get the message through to my physical body that yeah, they've been born now, you can stop now. Like one of those kind of like giant, I guess it's like a giant caterpillar thing that's just laying there and all splodging out all these new I don't know, these newborns. It's extraordinary. I mean, it's funny really in a way. it's all to do with this squeaky new templatings that are going on, and this whole rewriting of not just human relationships here, the whole paradigm of human beings and what they can access. So in summary, because I'm waffling again, layer cake. When I refer to this as the layers that we have been letting go of, leaving behind, transitioning through, learning from all the different ingredients of the human experience. Different people have different size cakes, different ingredients in their cakes. Some have icing, some have cherries, some is a plain cake, some is a cake with jam in. You know, I could go on and on here. Some is a nice big chocolate eclair. I love the cake. Others, completely different sort of cake. Variety of ingredients go into it. But if it's minus the love, that cake won't rise. Minus the love for one's own being, minus the love for one's own experience, minus the love for humanity, minus the love for oneself, minus the divine love, that awareness of divine love as part of the evolutionary experience, then you will not rise to your ultimate capacity. And on that note, I will love you and leave you. I might bring out one more YouTube while I have the capacity to do so. And then, like I say, I may not be on camera. Could be a few weeks. It could be not till the end of the year, maybe slightly longer. I'm not sure at the moment. It depends how I readjust and what I have to say and where my energy's at. But if you do email me, guys, for sessions, appointments, I will get back to you once I've got resettled by the coast. Again, like I say, you might have to wait 2 or 3 weeks for an email reply after this weekend. I wish you so much love. Take care of yourselves, and I will love you and leave you. Thank you. Bye-bye.